BJ was one of my fellow inmates and one of many with big plans for the future. He vowed that when he got out, he was going to quit the dope game for good and fly straight. And he actually had a business plan that merged his two passions into one entrepreneurial vision, which was a website that exclusively featured beautiful women having sex inside of luxury sports cars. It was my first week in federal prison, and I quickly realized that it wasn't anything like what you saw on TV. In fact, it was teeming with smart, ambitious men, many of whose business instincts rivaled those of the CEOs who had wined and dined me 6 months earlier when I was a Missouri state senator. Now, 95% of the guys that I was with had sold drugs on the outside, but when they described the process, it really sounded, if you closed your eyes, almost like you were in a Harvard Business School classroom. They talked about territorial expansion. They talked about promotional incentives, quality control, new product launch, supply chain management. And, you know, I should say, though, they didn't spend much time reliving the glory days because they spent most of their time just trying to survive, which is harder on a lot of levels than you might think in prison. And one level is that prison is actually expensive. You have to pay for most of your own necessities, soap, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, and most people don't have anyone sending them money. And so second reason is that everything's marked up 30 to 50%, and a third reason is that your wages aren't very good. I worked these are my fellow crew at the warehouse. You can tell which one I was in the middle there. And I made $5.25, not per hour, but per month of 40-hour weeks. So how do you survive? Well, you hustle, or you learn to hustle. And that means you run a barber shop or a tattoo parlor out of your cell, or you smuggle in contraband. Really, a defining aspect of prison life is ingenuity. Whether it's cutting hair with toenail clippers or fashioning weights out of two giant boulders wrapped in laundry bags tied to a tree branch. Many of the guys that I met wanted to take this ingenuity to the outside and start their own businesses. But there's absolutely no training or rehabilitative component in the prison I was in to help them do that. There was no one to help them translate the business concepts that they intuitively grasped into real-world legal enterprises. There wasn't even any instruction on how to use the internet. So we really shouldn't be surprised that 2 out of every 3 prisoners in this country reoffend within 3 years. The best way that we could reduce the recidivism rate that's driving mass incarceration in this country is to figure out a way to harness the tremendous untapped entrepreneurial potential of people in prison. Because if we don't, they won't learn any new skills. They'll just learn new hustles. Thanks.